Hello, people. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. My topic for today is Women of the Bible series, and the case study is Rachel and Leah, and their stories go like this. Rachel was one of the wives of the patriarch Jacob and forced to serve Rachel's father, Laban, for 7 years to win her. Jacob was tricked at the end of that time into marrying her sister Leah. So Jacob was told that if you want to marry Rachel, the daughter, you would work for Laban for 7 years. So Jacob worked for Laban for 7 years. After that, he was told that after 7 years were over, Jacob told Laban that he wanted Rachel, for he had worked for 7 years, and Jacob Laban gave Leah to Jacob, but Jacob refused to marry Leah. Instead, Jacob wanted Rachel because Rachel had more attractive eyes than Leah. So Jacob had to work for another 7 years. In total, he worked for 14 years. After working for 14 years, he eventually got Rachel. And he was then allowed to marry Rachel as well in return for 7 more years of labor. And at first childless, Rachel eventually gave birth to Joseph and died giving birth to Benjamin. So after that, Rachel was childless. Then after that, she gave birth to Joseph. After giving birth to Joseph, while she was conceiving Benjamin, Rachel was breathless and was about to die. And when Rachel finally gave birth to Benjamin, she died. And Leah was the first wife of Jacob, or Israel later on, and the traditional ancestor of 6 of the 12 tribes of Israel, that is Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Issachar, Zebulun, and Judah. And at first, Jacob did not love Leah, but God consoled her with children before allowing Rachel to be pregnant. So the reason why Jacob loved Rachel more than Leah is because Rachel was more attractive than Leah. But so Leah cried to God, telling him that Jacob likes Rachel more than me, and so after that, Rachel was childless, and so Rachel told Jacob to lie with Leah, since she cannot give birth at that time. And so Leah, so Jacob laid with Leah, and Leah gave birth to 6 sons, that is Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Issachar, Zebulun, and Judah. And Leah lived on after Rachel. So Rachel died earlier than Leah after she gave birth to Benjamin. And according to some traditions, Leah was buried in Hebron on the west bank of the Jordan River. If you've learned something from the women of the Bible series, that is Leah and Rachel, comment down below, and see you next time.